Yo, what is up everybody? It's your girl at Travel Dog coming at you live. Well, not live obviously, this is a YouTube video, but you know what I mean. Buckle up because we're headed to central Spain. We're talking about the heart and soul of Spain, the places where you can really feel the pulse of the country. 12 places you absolutely have to see. We're talking ancient cities, stunning architecture, landscapes that will blow your mind. By the end of this video, you're going to be booking a flight. I guarantee it. Alright, first up, we're hitting the ground running in Madrid. This city, man, it's alive. Start with the Royal Palace, this massive opulent building that's like stepping back in time. And don't just take pictures from the outside. Get in there, walk the halls, feel the history. Next up, the Prado Museum. This isn't just some boring museum. This is home to some of the most famous art in the world. Goya, Velázquez, the list goes on. Now let's talk food. Madrid is a foodie's paradise, and no trip is complete without a tapas crawl. Find a local spot, grab a beer, and just go for it. The nightlife here is legendary. This city comes alive after dark, so pace yourself and prepare for some late nights. Next, we're stepping back in time, and I mean way back, to the ancient city of Toledo. Perched high above the plains, this place is like something out of a history book. Narrow, winding streets, ancient stone walls, buildings that have seen centuries of history. You absolutely have to check out the Alcázar of Toledo. Standing on those walls looking out over the city, you can practically feel the weight of history. And speaking of history, don't miss the Synagogue of El Transito. Before you leave Toledo, make sure to grab some marzipan, a local specialty. Get ready to have your mind blown because Segovia is home to one of the most impressive feats of Roman engineering, the Aqueduct of Segovia. This thing is massive, and it's been standing here for almost 2,000 years. No mortar, no cement, just perfectly cut stones, defying gravity. And while you're in Segovia, you can't miss the Alcázar of Segovia. This castle is like something straight out of a fairy tale, perched on a cliff overlooking the city. Make sure to explore the old town too. The narrow cobblestone streets are lined with charming shops and restaurants, and the whole place has this incredible medieval atmosphere. And if you're looking for something truly special, try the roast suckling pig, a local delicacy. Next stop, Ávila, the city of stones and saints. This place is famous for its incredibly well-preserved medieval walls, and trust me, they are impressive. You can literally walk along the top of the walls, taking in the incredible views of the city and the surrounding countryside. While you're here, you have to visit the Cathedral of Ávila. It's one of the most beautiful cathedrals in Spain, and its Gothic architecture is absolutely stunning. Ávila is also the birthplace of Saint Teresa of Ávila, one of the most important figures in Catholic history. You can visit her convent and learn all about her life and legacy. And don't forget to try the Yemas de Santa Teresa, delicious sweets made with egg yolks and sugar. Get ready for a dose of energy and history because we're headed to Salamanca, home to one of the oldest universities in the world. This place is buzzing with students from all over the globe, giving it a youthful and vibrant atmosphere. The heart of Salamanca is the Plaza Mayor, a stunning square surrounded by beautiful Baroque buildings. This is the perfect place to grab a coffee, people watch, and soak up the atmosphere. And of course, no trip to Salamanca would be complete without visiting the university. Walk the halls, admire the architecture, and maybe even rub the lucky frog on the university facade. Oh, and make sure to try the hornazo, a savory pie filled with pork, chorizo, and egg. Hold on tight because we're about to enter a world where houses cling to cliffs and gravity seems to take a holiday. I'm talking about Cuenca, a city that seems to defy logic and will leave you speechless. The casas colgadas, or hanging houses, are the stars of the show here. Perched precariously on the edge of a sheer cliff, these houses seem to defy gravity. Explore the winding streets of the old town, get lost in the maze-like alleys, and discover hidden squares and stunning viewpoints. Make sure to visit the Cuenca Cathedral, a beautiful example of Gothic architecture. And don't forget your camera because this city is incredibly photogenic. Before you leave Cuenca, make sure to try the morteruelo, a rich, hearty stew. Next up, we're heading to El Escorial, home to one of the most impressive royal complexes in the world. This massive building is a monastery, a palace, and a royal mausoleum all rolled into one. It was built by King Philip II in the 16th century, and it's a testament to his power and ambition. Take your time exploring the vast halls, the stunning library, and the opulent basilica. And don't miss the Royal Pantheon, where Spanish monarchs are buried. After your visit to El Escorial, take a stroll through the surrounding forest. And if you're feeling hungry, try the cocido madrileño, a hearty chickpea stew. Get ready to be transported to a world of royal gardens and opulent palaces because we're headed to Aranjuez, the former spring resort of Spanish monarchs. The highlight of Aranjuez is the Royal Palace, a masterpiece of Baroque architecture surrounded by sprawling gardens. Take a stroll through the gardens, admire the fountains, and imagine what it was like to live like a king. And speaking of royalty, make sure to visit the Royal Barge Museum. Before you leave Aranjuez, make sure to try the fresas de Aranjuez, famous strawberries. We're going off the beaten path now to Guadalajara, a city often overlooked but full of hidden architectural gems. Start your exploration at the Palacio del Infantado, a masterpiece of Gothic and Renaissance architecture. The facade of this palace is incredible, with its intricate carvings and decorations. Next, head to the Panteón de la Duquesa de Sevillano. This stunning mausoleum is a hidden gem, with its beautiful stained glass windows and intricate marble work. And if you're looking for a taste of local life, head to the Plaza Mayor. Before you leave Guadalajara, make sure to try the Miel de la Alquería, famous honey. Calling all bookworms and literature lovers, this one's for you! We're headed to Alcalá de Henares, the birthplace of Miguel de Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote. This city is steeped in literary history, and you can feel it in the air. Start your exploration at the Universidad de Alcalá, a stunning Renaissance building that was once a center of learning. Walk the halls, admire the architecture, and imagine the great minds that once studied here. Next, head to the Museo Casa Natal de Cervantes. And of course, no trip to Alcalá de Henares would be complete without seeing a performance at the Corral de Comedias. Before you leave Alcalá de Henares, make sure to try the almendrados, almond cookies. Get ready to experience the charm of rural Spain, because we're headed to Chinchon, a picturesque town famous for its stunning Plaza Mayor and its delicious garlic. The Plaza Mayor is the heart of Chinchon, a beautiful square surrounded by traditional houses with wooden balconies. This is the perfect place to grab a drink, soak up the atmosphere, and imagine what life was like centuries ago. And speaking of centuries ago, make sure to visit the Castillo de los Condes. Chinchon is also famous for its garlic, so make sure to try some while you're here. It's said to be some of the best garlic in Spain, and it's used in many local dishes. Before you leave Chinchon, make sure to pick up some local crafts, known for its pottery, ceramics, and leather goods. Next up, it's Consuegra, a town that seems frozen in time, the iconic windmills silhouetted against the vast La Mancha sky. These windmills, they're like something out of a dream, or maybe a certain Spanish novel about a knight-errant. Standing on a hilltop overlooking the town, they seem to guard Consuegra, a silent testament to a bygone era. Explore the Castillo de Consuegra, a 12th century fortress that offers panoramic views of the surrounding countryside. Wander through the narrow streets of the old town, discover hidden squares, and soak up the atmosphere of this charming town. And if you're feeling adventurous, try the gazpacho manchego, a hearty stew. As you stand among the giants of Consuegra, windmills reaching for the sky, take a moment to let it all sink in. So what are you waiting for? Get online and book that ticket! And here comes another recommended YouTube video for you to watch.